Alright, special load of Jason's Legion. Now, I'm John, and I want to do a little bit of a video. The other night on Jason's live stream, someone was asking about scripts for newscasts. Now, what I was talking about may not be what she was thinking of. So, she was asking if the shows are scripted. Yes. Well, I was wrong, not completely 100%, because sometimes you might have a news reporter or a sports reporter live in the field, out in the field somewhere, not a literal field, but away from the station interviewing someone, and where the reporter's part may be scripted for the teleprompter, which feeds our closed captioning. The person that they're interviewing, their stuff might not be scripted, so we don't know what they're going to, because we don't know what they're going to say. So that's not being closed captioned because we don't have the equipment to auto encode. And this is a production control room where I work as one of the directors, or as we call it, the scene asylum. So this is the director's booth. That's where the audio person sits. And then you have your producer, your CG operator, and over here is where I work. I'm directing the newscast. And the computer to run breaks. So here's my video switcher. So I'm a director slash technical director. So I've got scripts to follow along. And like if you see in big markets, well, most everything's computerized now. Like you'll see a director who's got a stack of scripts and calls out the commands, and you got a technical director that punches up all the video sources. I do both. So now, when we put together a newscast, not me personally, because I'm not in the news department, we, the station, use a program called iNews by Avid. We'll be switched to a news system in a couple months. So what they do is they see this part is called the rundown. And see, order the stories with stories, who's reading them. I have a paper version, and I have audio person, CG, camera operators have. So we can all follow along, and you can see there's a line through a story that got dropped. Over here is the video sources for me to roll. And when we're talking about scripts, that just means, hey, we have someone to write the story. In Newsroom, you have reporters, anchors, producers that all write the stories. You know, like the reporters will go out in the field, interview people about, let's say, a robbery. They'll interview police, maybe people nearby, if it was a store, people that were at the store, maybe. And then they put together a script, which tells the story, the pertinent information. And I get a copy of the script, and I put my notes on it. Like this script I pulled out of the trash says camera 1 with the monitor shot, which means I have a special graphic in there as opposed to the usual graphic. And then I'm going to zoom out to camera 1, I'm going to hit the sports open, and then the effects button for the sports guys at the wall. So, and then there's the teleprompter. There's nothing, of course, loaded now, but that's what our anchors and sometimes reporters read off of in order to inform people what's going on. And of course, all these different monitors I get to look at. So there you have it. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So when I'm talking about scripts, we're talking about the information is written to a script that the anchors or reporter is going to read live on the air, so they know what they're talking about based on the information they receive from, you know, people that the story's about or the police. No, so we did a story today on an author about bullying. She was someone that was bullied by her teachers, so we interviewed her. She had book signings, so stuff like that, besides your usual death and destruction. All right. So that's what I mean by script. And as much as possible, we script due to FCC regulations so those that are hearing impaired can follow along. So that's it. Thanks, everybody. Take care, Jason's Lee.